Dear students, welcome to Law Excellence IAS. Let us do the editorial analysis for today, that is 12th October 2022. The first article is Solutions by the People for the People. To understand this, we need to understand certain concepts in economy. Remember one thing. Today, we are seeing authoritarian governments across the world. The rightist governments are coming into power. And many of the countries are being ruled by the nationalistic leader. Liberalism, globalization are not being respected as they are respected before. What is the reason for this? How the world has moved from, and what is the solution for this? Let me give you the example of Italy. In Italy, Miss Meloni became the Prime Minister. She is extremely anti-immigrant and also a rightist leader. They are also been called as neo-fascists. After Mussolini, the right-wing leader has come into Italy as Prime Minister now. The second, if you go to France, Miss Le Pen, she was able to come as second in the presidential race. These clearly show that the world is changing and there is a crisis. And when you go to the economic front, what we observe is degradation of our planet. Our planet is unable to cope up with the consumption we are doing or damage we are doing to it. So there is a conflict between traditional economics and environmental protection. So these all topics are being discussed and they have provided for thinking of something called Club of Rome in this article. What is the way forward in this article? You can use this information to enrich your optional answer. If you are PubMed or political science student, this is a very good article for you. Second thing, in GS, in improvising your essay, you can use this answer. Or you can use the information in this article as a conclusion statement towards your answer in the mains. The first article, the first point in this, the traditional economics, what is their primary focus? That is, to improvise the business transactions, to increase the economic growth. So to produce more and more, the GDP simply talks about production, not about distribution. The GDP also do not talk about the cost it is causing to the environment. Only the material costs in the production are taken as expenditure rather than the environmental costs. So today Earth is in such a position, it is unable to renew itself for the consumption, mindless consumption which we are doing. In this case, a new concept has come up that is called green economics. What these green economics talk about is, from the GDP, we also need to remove the environmental costs. We need to remove something called as environmental costs to ensure protection to the earth. So, green economics, green accounting is being spoken about. So, this is on one side. And then there are two different approaches towards the economy. In this, one is state-led consumption and production, and the second is market-led. So neoliberal economists, what they said is the state regulation has to be as minimal as possible and markets have to be open and the goods have to move from one country to other country freely. The neoliberal thought, which has recommended for free markets, it is the basis for globalization. But there was a big hit to this neoliberal economic theory when 2008 financial crisis has come into existence. And today, inequalities have increased like never before. And the rise of right-wing nationalistic parties to power is also seen as a damage or a threat to the neoliberal economics. In this case, what the Club of Rome is talking about, two important things. First is, economy do not operate isolated. Economy has to operate in the environment and also with the social systems. So we have a constant engagement between economic system, social system and also environment. So we have to take consideration for the society and also environment when we want to operate the economy. And second is, it has provided for 5-track solution to the existing environmental crisis. What is that? we have to end the poverty and inequalities. Second thing is moving towards the clean energy and involving the women with regard to the economic production. So this is also described as ecofeminism sometimes. What is ecofeminism? Let us bring the women central to the production process. When women are involved in production, it is more ecologically sensitive and they are conservative towards use of the resources. And finally, making the food systems healthy for all. So, organic production are not using excessive pesticides, everything they have been given 5-track solution. And second, what they said is we have to shift towards the 3Ps in our economic system. What are these 3Ps shall consist of? We shall have consideration for the people. It means we shall give well-being for everyone. The reduction of poverty and inequalities is more concerned about people. And then planet, clean energy, all this towards the planet. And on the other side, commerce, that is profits. The 3P slogan of Club of Rome is people, planet, and profit. The GDP need to be coupled with nature and society. So this is the essence of this particular article. Now, how this article sees as future, how this Club of Rome sees the future. There are two lines of argument. One is we did too little and also too late. It means that the doomsday is coming. That is a pessimistic look at the things. On the other hand, we can take a big leap from here. Whatever happened is happened. From here, we will change the direction how we operate ourselves. That is called big leap theory. So, pessimistic and optimistic. Already time is over. That is the pessimistic, too little, too late. And big leap, we still have time. We have to ensure the redistribution of resources, technology, all these things. So, the big leap, what it believes is technology shall be made equally accessible, equitable distribution of wealth, equitable distribution of social power. These are critical to change the existing circumstances. Now, what are the challenges which the society as a whole is facing today? That is, global governance systems are breaking down. Yesterday, we saw the article where Russia, how it has violated the international law. Hague Convention, UN General Assembly resolution, International Court of Justice advice, everything is being ignored by the Russia. So the global governance systems are at the verge of breaking down and social tensions are increasing in every country. If you take United States of America, Black Lives Matter movement. And then if you go to Europe, there is a lot of conflict between the leftists and rightists. And authoritarian governments are also on rise, especially in Europe and also South America. We see the rise in authoritarian governments. And also in Philippines. So all these countries, Cambodia, slowly authoritarian governments are rising. Asia is also facing this particular threat. And democratic institutions, are they able to solve these problems? Are they able to find solutions to them? So, no. That's why trust in the democracy is also losing. That is the reason why authoritative governments are coming to power. So remember this. This is a good combination for you to write a beautiful essay. Any kind of essay, you can use this as a philosophy and you can include that. You can use that way in examination. Second, blaming technology for deaths by suicide is misguided. Remember one thing. In this article, National Crimes Records Bureau is being stated, NCRB is being stated, and its data is being stated. And Tamil Nadu passed a recent law against cyberbullying and online gaming. So this article talks negative about that law, but we do not get into that. What are the factors for suicide? How shall we prevent them? And what are the recent factors which have been coming up? From that perspective, we will look at for the examination. So what are the problems for suicide? Family problems, substance abuse, marriage issues or relationship issues, illness or health related issues are the major reasons. But today, the technology related problems are also causing suicide. One is cyberbullying. In the United States of America, it has become a big issue. The cyberbullying has led to the suicide of one of the students in a famous university there. And second, today we are equating our life with number. That is, how many views you got, how many likes you got. This is how we are talking about. So this is what the virtual followers, this is what we are considering as our identity. So we need to stop that. And third is gaming addiction among the children. These are the reasons, emerging reasons for the suicide. And how to fight this suicide? One is support systems are necessary, counseling systems are necessary, awareness campaigns have to be created, and community. Suicide is not a problem of individual, it is the problem of a community. The society has to play an active role with regard to the suicide prevention. And finally, what are the steps taken? In this case, Tamil Nadu government has passed a law recently with regard to banning of online gaming. And second, National Tele Mental Health is being launched. Under this particular program, National Telehealth Mental Health Program, we can reach the nook and corner of the country to provide for necessary counseling and mental health support to the people. This is how we can use this for the examination. What are the allegations against Google by NBDA? So how we have to use this information is, data colonialism is one thing. It means the data of India is used for the wealth of the multinational companies. Data is the raw material collected from India. It is taken to the MNC companies. They are selling this data again to make money out of it. In this case, the traditional newspapers are facing a crisis because of the monopoly of Google. It is not just in the case of India, but also in Europe and Australia. What they did in Europe is, they have initiated antitrust laws against Google in Europe. And in Australia, they have brought in a new code that is called Media Bargaining Code. In India, this particular National Broadcasting and Digital Association, it also brought the complaint against the Google that is trying to monopolize and kill the competition. That's why this is in the news. How we have to use this? This can be used as an example or a data point to support our argument, the growth of control of the multinational companies on Indian data. Next is ordinary man. Now, if you talk about Aam Aadmi Party, what you remember is lack of this particular political privileges, the corruption-free political party. That's how the party has placed itself. Now, Congress party is called a centrist party, leftist parties, rightist parties. We use this different nomenclature. What is essentially it mean? They have an ideology on which they run. But Aam Aadmi Party, it has said it did not have an ideology. It is free from any ideology. It means contextually it can take any ideology that is suitable for it. In this scenario, it has promised for free Ayodhya trip to the Gujarat voters. And that is, it is in a way promoting Hindutva. And second, it has come on good governance plank, corruption-free government plank, but many a times it is unable to deliver on to that. Third, it is more and more looking on welfareistic lines to corner the votes. Simply giving everyone everything is not possible. A political party has to identify itself with various ideas, thoughts and deliverables. Then only it can be successful. That is what it is talking about. The nature of political parties, when you talk about our political culture, we talk about India has political parties without ideology. Aam Aadmi Party is an example for this. Thank you very much. Have a great day.